NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 321 of the NyynewsTV podcast. We're live on NyynewsTV. I'm your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And SGR.
What up?
Fellas are back at it. Monday night, the Yanks are playing a little spring training game down in Tampa. I think the last I saw the score was 5-2. But we're gonna get into some spring training stuff in just a little bit here. So how you guys feeling?
Can we get the let's what expression do I want to use here? Let's address the elephant in the room. You finally look good and you sound good.
Not Ryan's mom.
Okay, my mom, not Ryan's.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, you finally have a real microphone, courtesy of NyynewsTV.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Okay, you got a real fucking webcam, courtesy of NyynewsTV.
Hear me? Hello.
Okay. And you still got to figure some shit out. I suggest doing some trial runs this week. But you look great and you sound
runs
great.
with your mom, not Ryan.
My mom?
Just yours.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, you sound a little stuffy there, bro.
Listen, how many times do I got to say it? It's a constant illness from October to now. And it's still going.
Constantly sick.
My oldest daughter, my eldest, again, fever.
She's sick now?
Yeah, it's just constant.
Man.
My boss's kids, sick. I mean, my coworkers' kids, sick. They're all sick.
They're all getting sick, huh?
Well, that's
Okay.
What happens?
Okay. I mean,
Doctor, go vouch yourself.
About this, you didn't want to listen.
okay. All right. It's actually official now. Did you hear?
What's that?
They're pretty much fully admitting. Came from
We're going right there.
China.
Yeah, I saw that.
It leaked from the lab. I mean,
The lab leak.
lab leak. Little lab leak.
Okay.
Hashtag lab leak.
Okay.
Hashtag lab leak.
Okay.
Okay.
If you're in the chat, please like and subscribe this. Like this video, subscribe to NyynewsTV, and if you're in the chat, there hashtag lab leak. Okay.
Okay. I don't think
if
you
you're-
have to get that close to the mic.
No, I feel like I do.
No,
I
you don't.
know. Well, let's
It's,
try.
it's an adjustment period.
It's an adjustment period. That's all it is. It's
All right.
trial and error.
I can't find my headphones, so I gotta listen to you two guys through this friggin' computer here. So.
Awful. That's got to be terrible.
Okay.
Anyway, but you can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Totally.
You sound great.
All right, anyway,
Almost too good.
and if you listen to the show on Apple Podcast, stop being a jerk off and leave us a 5-star rating and review. Okay,
Please.
because we've been flooded by some derelicts out there that want to bring our rating down. So I mean, I really appreciate that. If you have a problem with me, you know where to find me at Christian_NYYST, or at least put your name to the rating. Okay, because the way I look at it, people are getting triggered by, some of the things that I've been saying. If you like that sterile bullshit, then, that's you, bro. That's you.
I got
that's
some
the reason
sterile
why.
bullshit. I got some sterile bullshit to bring
If
up.
that's what you want to leave a 1-star rating and review over, then go fuck yourself. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Big Sexy
Wow.
Yankee with the early
Early.
super chat.
All right.
He said, if Dominguez rakes, can he make the team? Wow.
Breaks leaves.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Big Sexy. The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. That would make too much sense. Right? It would make too much sense for the top guy, the guy we've all been waiting for, right?
That's what you've been waiting.
Just to give him a chance when we don't have a left fielder. That would make way too much sense, man.
Willie Calhoun had a hit tonight.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
He's in the mix. Michael K said he's in the mix.
Okay.
Anybody is watching, I do apologize about these blinding lights. I just don't know what to do about them. So you'll just have to deal with that.
You're good.
Hashtag lab leak. Hashtag blinding
Hashtag lab leak. Okay.
lights. Yeah, so the Grapefruit League schedule kicked off this weekend. The Yanks been what was that?
Big deal.
You don't like
Spring
watching
training's
baseball?
stupid, bro.
You don't like watching baseball?
It's a cock tease, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. You can't watch an inning and be like, "Wow, this is baseball."
Not really.
Mm.
Not when IKF's my leadoff hitter. I don't take that too
Right.
seriously.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest having
You
him
know?
start the
Oh, here we go. We're going to
Right.
complain about spring training lineups now.
No, there you go. That's exactly what I mean. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just not going to watch him.
Oh, IKF's the leadoff hitter. I'm going to be mad about that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, why would I take that seriously?
Well, why wouldn't you want to watch Anthony Volpe play baseball?
Because look, bro, I'm ready for day one. Okay. I'm ready for day one. Here's why I don't want to watch Volpe play baseball. You want to know why?
Why?
Because he's not going to be on this fucking team. He's not going to be
Not
up
yet.
here this year.
It's good to get a little preview.
Do you think
Some of these
Volpe is going to
guys.
be on this team in 2023?
Probably not.
Probably not. Right. So what the fuck do I care? Should he be? That's a better
that
question.
in 1993 when Derek Jeter was.
No.
spring
Team was
training
run
league?
differently then, pal.
Oh.
Team was run differently then. We actually played our big prospects. We actually called them up and
I
threw
don't
them into
care.
the
I'm not
fire.
gonna see him. I don't want to watch him.
You know what we didn't do back in 1993?
What's that, Chris?
No, we didn't do. We didn't hold on to all our prospects and then 2-3 years later just release them for nothing.
No,
That's
this
what
is
we
different.
didn't do.
This is different. Okay.
Yeah, it's so different. Big sexy Yankee. Jesus Christ. Why can't JD and Hicks have season-ending injuries?
We're not gonna wish season ending.
no.
injuries
No.
on them.
No,
No,
but
that was still funny.
but
though.
I get your point.
That was big. That was big and sexy.
So let's just jump into a little spring training stuff right now. Okay.
Okay.
Got a couple, there's not really much going on. We're gonna tease. Fred will be back in a few weeks, and I'm very excited
Mhm.
about that.
Drunker than ever.
You think he's more? I haven't looked.
I think he's fucking hammered this year.
I have not looked. So
I haven't
if
looked.
anybody-
Don't look.
Since you can see more of me now. You remember these, Chris?
Did I make that shirt?
The Paul Neal basement shirt.
That's a great shirt. Did I make that shirt?
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
So Paul Neal's
Beautiful.
not locked in his basement this year.
No way.
Is he back in the booth?
He's back in the booth.
Oh,
Did he
that's
get
gonna
the-
make a huge difference.
No, he did not get the.
Wow, man.
But Michael K has put up a plexiglass partition.
No, come on. Is it his birthday? Is he gonna fucking wave his cake
That's-
out?
I was trying to find a line there.
That was the day. That was the day I lost the little last bit of respect I had for Michael K.
That was it
Oh,
for you.
but that came out we never touched on that. That came out a few weeks ago that
He wasn't allowed.
Paul Neal is not he doesn't have to be locked in his basement.
Well, good for him, man. That's so awesome.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
I guess there was a couple takeaways from Saturday's game, and
Right
that's-
where you are right now, sorry to cut you off, but I gotta let you know the distance you are right now is perfect.
All right. So anyway, the Saturday's game, the Yankees were in. I want to say they played the Phillies, right? So I guess
Yes.
people got a little excited Saturday because Gleyber Torres had a couple hits and Jason Dominguez had a home run.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about Jason Dominguez's home run. I don't want to throw cold water on it, but I'm going to throw cold water on it. If Jason Dominguez is supposed to be a top prospect, I would think that he would be able to hit a home run off of a ham and egger that got released 3 times last year and never made it to the big league.
Oh, hold
and threw
on.
a center cut fastball. I would hope that Jason Dominguez would be able to hit that.
But bro, here's where your point is just completely dead in the water. Okay. You're discrediting a guy
Yeah.
who has no shot of making this team when we have no better option than him. Who's a better option to play left field?
Fat Bernie Williams.
So you're taking away from a kid who hits a home run, right? Okay. Hits a home
That's not
run.
what I'm doing.
You should be fighting and saying, who cares who it's off of? It's more than Aaron Hicks could do.
No, my point was that people were like, see, he's the real deal. No, honestly,
We'll never know that.
don't you think if he's what we're being told, that's he should be able that wasn't impressive to me.
It doesn't have to, but my point is it doesn't have. I agree with you. Okay.
Yeah, it was dead center
agree
though,
with you,
right?
but It doesn't have to be impressive at this point. It just has to be better than Aaron Hicks.
Well, there was a picture of Bernie Williams walking to the field with Aaron Hicks yesterday, and Bernie Williams, who I love, is fat and out of shape. I mean, he's got to be in his 50s now or close to it, right?
In
And I'd
his
still
50s, he's got to be mid 50s by now.
No, he's not in mid 50s.
Come on.
50s.
Oh, I'd say close to it.
He's
Can somebody
got to
look
be
that up,
mid.
please?
I'm looking it up right now.
Maybe he'll get a Weight Watchers sponsorship, and then you got the Burn Baby Burn.
54 years old.
No, Bernie's that old.
Yeah, bro. Come on,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Lifetime
Bernie's that old.
musician.
Okay, so mid 50s, fat out of shape Bernie Williams. I'd rather have him in left field than Aaron Hicks. True or
100%.
false?
Yeah,
There.
I would.
There.
It would be cool. Like he comes back up to the, he gets the number back on, the pinstripes, the batting stance.
Be great.
That
No,
alone,
he
I
never,
would be
I don't
worth
think
it.
he ever officially retired. I think remember
you
the
go.
whole thing. He wanted to come back, and then he played in the inaugural WBC.
Oh, yeah, kind of remember that one. That was a while ago.
Oh, Johnny Damon's still hanging around. He's playing for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, saw
Yeah,
that.
let me tell you something.
49-year-old.
That's
Johnny
when you
Damon.
know you're fucking desperate for money.
Why, isn't he on like some reality show now where he gets fucked up on a boat?
Another sign.
Really? Yeah, so they keep adding on.
Yeah,
And he's on Cameo. Oops.
Yeah, he just filed for
Whoops.
bankruptcy.
Did he really?
No,
Oh, no, that was Jabba.
he's on Cameo.
Oh, man.
So I guess what we really need to look at coming at this early stage of spring training here is how the Yankees are going to maneuver this infield, because there's way too many infielders and not enough spots. I'm going to go, and you could say this is me being naive or whatever. I'm going to go under the assumption that Oswald Peraza is the opening day shortstop. He just has
Oh,
to
come
be.
on.
He just has to be.
You really think so?
I'm out of all
Here-
the things that
okay.
out of all the things they're gonna screw up, that's the one that I think they're gonna get right.
Okay, fine. And let me just preface by saying he should be the starting shortstop. I just don't have faith in the Yankees to do the right thing. But let me ask you a question. In
Okay.
your scenario, okay, in this hypothetical here, who's your starting left fielder when he's the starting shortstop?
Well, let's talk about the infield.
Well, no, because this is going to prove my point that I agree with you.
What do you think? Peraza should
So
play left
long
field?
as Hicks is the starting left fielder, they will try to cover that up by doing the right thing at shortstop and play Peraza at short.
Well, that could be a possibility for sure.
But if Hicks isn't in left field, if they play someone else, IKF starting shortstop.
I don't think so. I
They
think that
can't
ship
do
is-
two right things in one game to start the year.
I don't think the Yankees. First of all, I think Hicks is going to be the left fielder because I really truly think,
Right.
as of right now, the Yankees don't have a better option.
That's great.
We talked about this. I texted you guys this. I listened to the Mike Francesa podcast. I want to apologize to everybody. I might be off a little bit today. It's getting used to this new setup right now. So it might take me a show to get into my flow doing this.
Yeah.
Just used to doing one thing for so long,
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Anyway, so I listened to the Mike Francesa podcast with Mark Feinsand, and the Yankees. The Yankees believe that Aaron Hicks, they're going to give him the opportunity because they believe that he can't be any worse than he was last year. But he said the Yankees know the bar was set so low that he can't possibly be any worse than he was last year.
And this is just about Hicks.
This is just about Hicks.
I mean, that's a pretty awful thing you got to hear about your starting left fielder. It can't be much worse than it was last year, right?
Did Chris have emergency T Wade?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Chris bolted out the room, left the door wide open. We may never see him again.
That would be
Awesome.
But while we're waiting for him to get back, a belated HBD to SGR. It was your
Thank
birthday
you.
yesterday.
It was the big B day. Had a big birthday bash. Just kidding. Didn't do much.
We're
Got some
getting
food.
wild out there, and
I might do something with some friends next weekend. You know, maybe go out somewhere.
Yeah, so we'll just continue along the conversation, but
Sure.
happy birthday to SGR. All
Thank
right.
you.
So if you're in the chat, wish SGR happy birthday.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, so I'm laughing because it's just a Yankee thing to say
Mm.
that the bar was set so low that we'll play him again because he can't possibly be any worse.
Can't possibly be any worse. I mean, he probably can. He probably can be even worse.
Is that a challenge that you want him to undertake?
So is that the challenge? Is that his
The
challenge
Aaron
this
Hicks
year?
challenge?
So last year it was 30 homers, 30 steals, right? No, what was his quote that he said?
He was going to be a 30 for 30 guy, 30
Yeah,
30 guy.
something about like fucks. We're not giving any fucks.
Oh yeah, he
this year.
goes yeah, I forget what he said. He's like,
Well,
we
this
got to
year
show the rest of the league we got a little bit of fuck you in us or something.
right, that was it. This year it's hey, I just can't be much worse than I was last year.
Just has a
So
bloody
how
nose.
far? Yeah, that'll last the rest of the friggin' episode too. He should have just stayed on. That would have been
just
pretty
blood
wild.
dripping
Yeah.
like Rocky from the first
Yeah.
fight with Apollo, just like. Ugh.
All right, well,
But is that I mean, honestly, dude, we talk about this all the time. Smarter Yankees, like, is that a smart thing to do? We're gonna play a guy because he can't possibly be any worse than he was last year.
it's not a smart thing to do when you're trying to win a World Series. If they just want to be like every other team or be a small market, team of prospects, that's something you say about a prospect, like someone who just came up. And you want to give him another chance. This guy's had his chance.
I don't want to go down the Aaron Hicks challenge yourself to be worse than last year in 2023. I don't want to do that.
Nah, I'd rather stay off that one.
The guy had 6 home runs last year. Can he be worse? Yeah, he can hit none. The guy had a 646 OPS last year. Can he be worse?
Dude.
Yeah, can be in the 400s.
I saw there was people on Twitter like getting upset that I think what fans were already booing him down in spring training.
Yeah, I mean, see that the dog he's gonna knock all the wires out. I don't know why he's behind my desk right now.
Shit.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, see, that's the problem that the Yankees are gonna have by starting Aaron Hicks in left field on opening day is he's getting booed in spring training. Nobody, unless you committed a murder, gets booed in spring training. Most of those people are there on vacation, chilling out, having a good time. They're not there to boo anybody. And this guy got booed during spring training games. I mean, the Yankees should be looking at that and being like, "Hey, listen, we can't trot this guy out in the Bronx on March 30th. It's just not going to work out for anybody."
And you got to think that too. It's like you can't play him and Donaldson at the same time. Not just because of the talent level, but because of the friggin' decibels. It's going to be just a fucking madhouse at the stadium if both of those guys are in the opening day lineup. There he is. He's back.
You don't need a situation where, like, that whole Aaron Judge thing with the conference with the Little Weasel before opening day last year hung a black cloud over the season. You don't need that black cloud hanging over the season by having Aaron Hicks get booed during introductions because he's in the starting lineup.
No, it's just not the narrative you want to open up the season with at all.
Back, by the way.
Welcome back, dude. How you doing?
I just had a major bloody nose.
Okay, we told everybody that already, so you don't need to
just let you know.
Thanks.
Didn't want to cut you off mid.
Next time that happens, though, bro, just
let it run.
Yeah, let it go.
I did. Actually, I should have just let it go right in the camera, right?
That would have been pretty awesome, dude.
I just didn't want to cut Christian off, or else I would have called attention.
Cokehead.
I wish it was from Coke. It's because I'm addicted to Afrin. What an awful
I
addiction.
thought you got off that stuff.
Yeah, I did, and then fucking COVID
Relapsed.
from China. It was from China.
Anyway, so to get back on what we were originally talking about here, so your premise is that if Hicks is in left field, then they'll throw us a bone, the old Yankee gaslighting, and start Peraza at shortstop.
Correct.
All right, but irregardless of that, the Yankees have too many infielders. All right. I guess we can say that Wash Donaldson is going to be third baseman. The Yankees are going again. This is from Fine and from that podcast that I listened to. There's a lot of interesting tidbits there. And poor Mike, man, he sounds he's really sounding like his days are numbered. I'm not saying he's dying,
Damn.
but he really doesn't sound. He doesn't sound good or has the energy for this anymore. So he must be getting. They say the kids say get in the bag. He must be getting like 3 of them to do these podcasts. That's the only reason why he's putting up with this, because he couldn't sound less
Right.
interested. Anyway, Feinstein said basically the Yankees are going to give Donaldson every opportunity to lose the job. So basically, they're going to stick him out there until, what, June, July, somewhere in there. And to show that he either is Wash Donaldson or, it's Wash Donaldson comeback season, which I don't believe it's going to happen. But, that's the Yankees way of thinking, right? So, you got Donaldson, you got IKF, you got LeMahieu, you got Gleyber Torres, and you got these 2 kids, and one of them, and let's not forget Oswaldo Cabrera is really an infielder.
Right.
If I'm running the Yankees, I'm not saying what the Yankees are going to do. If I'm running the Yankees,
Okay, big difference.
Torres has got to get traded.
Who? Because your Wi-Fi is
Torres.
not that great. Maybe we'll work on
Gleyber
that.
Torres
Yeah.
has to get traded.
I mean, go back 3 weeks ago. I said the same thing. I mean, this is the time.
And so does IKF. You can listen if you want it. I would almost
but
be
Torres,
okay.
Torres is a different need. Torres needs to go to free up space, but also because his value is higher than it's been in a long time. IKF needs to go because he's a waste of fucking space.
Well, because if you're not going to give LeMahieu a set position and you're not going to give Oswaldo Cabrera a set position, why do you need IKF?
Mm-hmm. Well, put him on the bench, but yeah, you don't need him at that point.
That's what I'm saying. When the Yankees tendered him a contract, I said, okay, it's not bad to have him around. But now you look at it, you don't need 3 utility infielders.
No, everyone's a utility guy now. That was my point last week, is like, I feel like everyone on the Yankees outside of Donaldson is like a utility. Outside of Donaldson and Rizzo, and not including the catcher, everyone's a utility guy now. It's like, oh yeah, Judge, Starman left. Stanton, sure, left or right. Like, oh, IKF, yeah, really a third baseman, will play him at short, sometimes back at third. How about DJ? A multi-Gold Glove winning second baseman, will play him at third and first, and probably in the outfield eventually. Who else? I mean, it just keeps going round and round. Torres,
The only
shortstop, but we like him better at second, but maybe we'll play him at short and then back to second.
The only way that the Yankees don't do what is best for the team is if there becomes a numbers issue. That's why one of these guys needs to go like immediately. You can't break camp with all these infielders.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't see it happening at all.
Because if you're telling the fan base that you're trying to win a World Series this year, and based on bringing back Judge and Rizzo and signing Rodon, you are trying to win a World Series. At least in practice, you're trying to win a World Series. You can't put in if you would rank public enemy number 1, number 2, and number 3 on the Yankees in any order you want to put them. It's Hicks, IKF, and Donaldson.
Totally.
Put all 3 of them in the lineup on opening day.
You can't.
Well, the Yankees will two of them be in the lineup. I would say more. I would probably bet my life on it that 2 of them are in the lineup.
100%. 2 of them will be, and none of them have to be. Let's start with that. But at least 2 of them will be.
No, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I really, really can't believe I'm going to say this. But I almost want Hicks in the lineup.
Oof.
I don't want them going to that already on opening day, game day 1. How you going to put Aaron Judge in left field? Let him be out there in right field in the chambers, coming back as the captain.
Has to be.
Yes, but there's other options than Aaron Judge in left field.
Who is it?
Cabrera.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
number one. Fine.
He started on Saturday in left field. He started the game.
Why is that such
Stinks.
an issue?
He stinks in left field.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's where you're pissing me off.
Breathe a little.
Why?
We're not judging if they stink or not. We are judging if it's better than having Aaron Hicks out there.
I just
And
told
the
you
answer-
that old man
The
Purdy
answer
Williams is
to
better.
every person you can give me is yes. It's yes.
Chris, I think your nose is starting to bleed a little bit again. Just kidding. You're good.
Actually, the chat was great. They said it would have been a great promo if I just let it fucking bleed. And then Ross said, we can't have Chris Jr. bleed out on live television.
I mean, we could.
We could. I mean, we could. It almost happened. Come on, bro. Why
Yes,
is
I
that
understand.
not your bar, though? It's not. It hasn't been your bar.
Because
and
I told you, because the Yankees bar is that they're playing Aaron Hicks because he can't be any worse than
Okay,
he was
but I'm
last
trying to
year.
talk to
Right.
Christian, the Yankee fan, not Christian, the Yankee fucking. I don't want to call you an
Fanboy.
apologist.
Yankee fanboy.
No, not even that. The Yankee reasoner. Is that a word? You always like to
Eh.
reason for them.
All right,
I
we'll go with that.
understand. I understand
We'll go with
why
that.
the Yankees will do it. My point to you is I understand your disdain for Cabrera
Wow.
being in left field. I get it.
I think
He's
this,
not the
the
greatest,
stain is a
but
little.
isn't he a better option than Aaron Hicks? Isn't anyone better than Aaron Hicks? And
A
don't they have an
broomstick.
option to have other people than Aaron Hicks out
They
there?
could lay a fungo out in left field. It's a better option.
So
than
then case, just like
What about
Sterling said,
Aaron Stick?
case closed.
Aaron Stick.
Case closed, dude.
Case closed.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris.
Anyone but Aaron Hicks was a better call, and they will still have him out there. So don't tell me they have to put Judge in left field for that to happen. They don't. And guess what? Here's what you could do. Ready? Tell me this is. I don't need you to tell me if this is going to happen. I know it's not, but just tell me if it's out of this world.
Okay.
Or if you would look at this lineup and say, okay, that works. Ready? Cabrera in left or Dominguez. Fuck it. Throw him in there. Either one in left field. Okay. DJ, third base. Peraza, shortstop.
Uh-huh.
You
That's
just eliminated
exactly what I would do, Chris.
without doing anything. You just eliminated the three big, whatever you just called them, on this team without doing a fucking thing, without even having to think. Why won't this team do it? Why? We won't even we might get one of that. We might get Peraza at short. I'll give you that. But I promise you, Hicks is in left, and I promise you, Donaldson's at third. Why? Comeback season, man. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does have a fucking comeback season. You want to know why? Because regardless of if he does or not, the Yankees are going to play him every day. So I hope I'm wrong. But I really don't think I am. And everyone out there, the fucking comeback season, and the same fucking people touting a fucking comeback season for Donaldson are the same people praising the pitch clock like everyone loves it and that it's going to be great, right? These fucking momos, these fucking mouthpieces for MLB and these mouthpieces for yes and these mouthpieces for the Yankees. It's all bullshit. With a snap of a fucking finger, dude, with the sharpening of a pencil. Aaron Hicks, Josh Donaldson, and IKF never have to be in this lineup without doing anything. Anything.
They don't have to do anything?
Nothing. Sharpen the pencil and take him out of the fucking lineup. That's it. You don't need Brian Cashman for that.
That's a good rant there, Chris.
Are you drinking tears in that cup there?
Lib teared.
Look, the fact of the matter is that Jason Dominguez will not be on this opening day roster.
Right. Which is dumb.
Is it though?
No, it is. It is. You want to know why? Again, we'll go back to the argument, dude. Is he better? Is he a better option than Hicks? Would you rather find out? Would you rather find out if he is?
Rather find out.
Yeah.
Now you want the Yankees to start 3 rookies? You really think that's going to
don't,
happen,
bro? It's what's better, 3 rookies or IKF, Hicks, and Donaldson being in the same lineup on opening day?
Oh, I love me some Wash Donaldson.
Comeback season.
I think Dominguez actually has a fucking burner account in our chat, man.
Why?
This dude Richard in the chat, man. Thanks for joining us, but he won't stop talking about how good Dominguez is.
My dick.
I'm telling you, Dominguez could be a great player. You want to know what the saddest part about Dominguez is going to be? We'll never know.
His face.
We will never know because the Yankees will either trade him or ruin him. Either one.
Well, what do you mean? Don't you want to see him get traded?
I would, yeah, if we're going to get something great back for him, sure. But I think it'll be too little too late. It'll be like you get like a fucking AAA bat boy for him by the time Cashman trades him.
All right, that's true. That's probably true. All right.
So I think the Yankees will ruin him.
I don't know. I just don't see Dominguez this year. I don't see it happening. I think the Yankees are going to
think you're
ride
right.
with Hicks. Then they're going to ride with Hicks. All right. And when Hicks is batting, because we're not doing this for another couple of weeks. Let's see. On July 1st, over under 207 for Aaron Hicks.
Under.
Taking the under?
Absolutely.
207. I'm not setting the bar too high.
That's fine by me, dude.
Under.
Taking the under.
If his batting average after 30 games, after 20 games, is any higher at any point in the season, higher than 170, I'll be shocked.
What if he goes 1-for-4 on opening day?
I couldn't care less. Here's what I hope happens to
Well,
Aaron
then
Hicks.
his average would be above 170.
Here's what I hope happens to Aaron Hicks. I said after 20 games played. I hope he has the best year of his life. I hope he is an amazing outfield choice for the Yankees this year. But when he's not, I hope that his bad isn't just bad. I hope it is fucking embarrassing. I hope it is to a point where you can't even watch the game anymore because he's getting high leverage at bats in situations he should not even sniff.
You mean like last year?
Yeah, but last year was different. Last year was like the cutoff for us. You can't even fathom that he's still on this team after last year. After the shit he pulled, after the words he spoke.
I mean, look, you took this down this path, and this is why I didn't want to talk about left field. I can't go down this road with Aaron Hicks anymore. I just can't do it. What are you going to do? You want to have another Aaron Hicks rant? I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
No, you can't. But my point is that you can't just look at one position in a vacuum with this team.
Okay. Yeah.
The point is they all matter to each other. If the Yankees are going to make the bad choice, the wrong choice of playing Aaron Hicks, then I see them playing Peraza at short.
Don't you see it either like being for Hicks too? He's either going to have like really surprise us, or it's going to get even worse than it was last year. I don't see like a middle ground.
That's what I'm saying.
If he's not going to explode, a lot of mental stability for him to come out there and be an average player this year. It's either going to be a slightly above the Aaron Hicks we thought we had, or an even worse version.
You mean slightly above the one we thought we had, meaning really good.
Yeah, really good.
Maybe like a very serviceable player.
Yeah, a fucking nice bat
well,
to have.
It's either going to be that.
You're right.
It's not going to be like last year. It's going to be 10 times worse.
Right.
Real quick, super chat from Roth. Thanks, my man. He said, my issue is that the Yankees are going to split shortstop equally between IKF and Peraza, as opposed to fully committing to Peraza, which is what they should do. Tell Peraza he's your everyday shortstop.
Yeah.
I say this all the time, bro. They do this with everybody. It's a great point. They do this with everyone, man. It's not just the switching up the positions. It's that they don't commit. What were we talking about, Christian? I think it was last week. If Judge was going to play left field, my biggest issue with it was that they wouldn't commit to it.
Do it enough.
That they would do it like once every week, and they would throw him around. Like, no, if you're going to fucking do a bold thing like that, commit to it. This team doesn't commit to shit.
No, they don't. You're right. And that's something you would really want them to do that for a
Absolutely.
young
For a
player,
young kid,
especially.
for sure.
Aaron Judge, I can see the argument, like he's an established veteran at this point, but with a young guy who's coming up to try to make a name for himself and take that position, the hardest position to take, you got to give him that job.
Agreed.
If he's splitting time with IKF, I'll be really disappointed in that.
If he's not, look, I'll tell you this right now, right? If all three of these guys, Volpe, Peraza, and Cabrera, are not on this roster on opening day, there's just really no reason to watch this team this year. Two of those three guys should be on this opening. It should be on the roster.
Who are the two out of three for you?
No, I don't think Volpe's going to make the team.
No, I don't think he'll make
So,
the
who
team.
were the other
There's too
two?
many
Cabrera and
infielders
who?
blocking.
Cabrera, Peraza, and Volpe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cabrera and Peraza
But like,
will be on this team opening day.
here's my thing. It's another pet peeve I have with this team. It's the same people over and over and over.
Yep.
Like they do it all the time with the same guys. Like, yeah, I'm glad Peraza is going to be here. I'm not going to complain. I'm glad Cabrera is going to be up here. I liked his energy.
Is Lizzie Tush in the chat?
Is Lizzie Tush in there?
Liz? Who?
Chris, did you freeze?
No, I guess he did freeze. Look at that.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, just the two of us again, huh?
Unstable internet connection.
I'm not even seeing that. Or you? Oh,
Um,
you're seeing that for you. Man, I guess I'm the only one with decent internet here, huh?
Odd.
Did he send something in the? No.
Anyway, this is a cluster of a show.
What are you gonna do? It's the off season. It's we're just trying to get some.
Is he back?
content
Did he
going.
move?
No, he's totally frozen on my end.
I just texted in a different group chat. I said his Wi-Fi just went out.
Oh,
It's
cool.
gone now. He's not
Yeah,
even up there anymore.
He left. Hopefully that doesn't screw up the template on YouTube, but it's probably gonna. It's all right. We'll get through it like we always do.
All right, we're gonna get through it. All right.
Okay,
Unfortunately, hopefully Chris does
All
come
right.
back.
Okay.
And
All right, sounds good, dude.
what's up, bro?
Folks, we got just some new things going on, folks. Take it easy on these guys, all right?
Why? What's going on there? Yeah, no. Look,
No,
we got
everybody's doing good.
technical difficulties. It's part of the.
Yeah, I just wanna come in because I don't want the template to mess up too much. So yeah, go about the show. I'm in the bottom corner now.
Nice.
You're
You're
in the big lot.
on the top there.
I'm stuck in the little corner down here.
Yeah, look
You're
up.
in the
Look up at.
SGR slot.
I'm in the SGR box. I'm just looking up. At
Yeah, that's what I do.
everybody over here. That's it,
Do
you
like
know?
the Brady Bunch.
A little
Look up
Brady
at the
Bunch
front
going
side.
on. That's it.
Where were
Yes,
we, Christian?
so
I was about to say on today's show.
on today's show, anyway, Chris is resetting the router. Hopefully, he does come back because we really need there it is, Spankamania, brother.
Damn right.
What do we need, Christian? Got some content? You're
Yeah, we
blocking
have-
out, dude.
Huh?
You were blocking out there. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, his
Little
Wi-Fi's
chop.
messing up now. Here we
Yeah, it
go.
might be down to us too, Pete.
Oh boy,
We're gonna have to.
Oh, man.
I might have to move my setup next week. Maybe the Wi-Fi isn't good in the corner.
Okay.
All right, little Wi-Fi.
All
Let's get
right,
let's get an IT tech guy in here.
All right. We
and
need
have,
one.
You have a Dell. Okay. You got a Dell. Okay. Computer. Okay.
Anyway,
What's
so
the score? What we got going on in spring training right now? Anything good going on? Volpe get another ground out?
no double play today. Three in a row.
the
Two
Yankees,
double plays on
Yankees-
3 pitches.
Oh,
by
the
way.
Yankees won. The Yankees won this
Hey!
season.
There we go. It looks like Tyler Glasnow had an injury today.
Oh boy.
Hurt his oblique.
Speaking of, because I remember obviously you guys talking about the guys for the infield and shortstop and all that. With Gavin Lux getting injured, badly. Apparently got a pretty bad knee injury with the Dodgers. I think IKF could be a little, ship him on over there. Shoot him like a basketball right over there to L.A.
That's not a bad call there, Pete. I could see them doing that. Who's the other guy the Dodgers signed to a 1-year deal? It's kind of like an older player. I'm drawing a blank. I want to say it was an offensive guy.
Hayward, did they?
I guess. Well, Gallo signed there, right? No.
Gallo's in Minnesota.
Yeah, Gallo.
Minnesota.
Who did you say?
He did sign Jason Hayward, the Dodgers.
Okay, maybe that's who I'm thinking of, but I feel like it was
Probably,
somebody better than Jason Hayward.
Look, the fact of the matter is that this is a real big problem. This is what we talk about with this team all the time, and it's the way that the roster is put together. Your 2 top prospects are infielders. One of them should be the opening day shortstop. The other one, if you really had any faith in him, he'd be your second baseman this year. I don't think that's too crazy of a statement to make, because if you look at it, I was trying to get this point out earlier, is that Gleyber Torres should not be on this team anymore. And I know people want to be like, oh, he's going to have the best season of life. Shut up. Gleyber Torres is what Gleyber Torres is. He's not going to approach. You know what? And maybe I'll eat my words and I'll do it happily if he does this season. He's not approaching 39 home runs this year. I don't see it happening.
No, and I think of all of those guys, he has the most upside as far as value goes, where they could get at least something for him more so than those other guys, don't you think?
And if you look at Brian Cashman's track record of holding on to guys so they have no value, if Gleyber Torres comes out this year and shits the bed and has another 2021 type season, he is worth nothing. And the Yankees will have to deal with him and pay him $10+ million next year, because that's just the way arbitration works. That's why it was just you want to talk smarter Yankee? It would have been the smart thing to do, to trade the guy. You have DJ LeMahieu, you have Volpe, you have Peraza, you have IKF, you have Donaldson, you have Cabrera. All these guys are infielders. You can't keep everybody. And if you're going to hold on to Donaldson this year because of the money he makes, and you really think he's going to have that comeback season, somebody's got to go. In fact, 2 guys got to go. And don't do the easy thing. The easy thing is to send down your young kids because they have options and roll with Donaldson, IKF, and Gleyber Torres. The smart thing to do is to trade Gleyber Torres. And I'm not saying you ship him off for a used fucking bag of Doritos. No, you can get some value for Gleyber Torres. And this is where people get mistaken by when I talk about Gleyber Torres. I don't think Gleyber Torres is a bum. I don't think Gleyber Torres is Aaron Hicks. I think Gleyber Torres is a legitimate starting player in Major League Baseball. I don't think he's not an all-star. He's not a superstar. That's what we were sold on. That's what he was supposed to be. Sure. And he's not those things. So while he had a representative year where he played near an all-star level and he showed you that this is a guy that can hit 270 and hit 20 home runs and be a legit everyday Major League Baseball player, now is the time to move him, because you're playing a dangerous game here where if he fucking shits the bed again, you're stuck with him. And then you will get nothing for him. And then he'll be just another Miguel Andujar and Clint Frazier, in the sense that there's a guy that had value and you held on to him too long. And even if he goes and becomes an all-star, he plays at that level again, right? You're not committing $100+ million over the next years to him. You're just not doing it, especially if you're telling me your future is Peraza and your future is Volpe, and you still have DJ LeMahieu for another 3 years. What are you going to do with Gleyber Torres?
What can you do? What can you do with Gleyber Torres at that point?
Can I throw one thing in? Really, no. It's a great point, and I just wanted to bring this up. If you go back to the dynasty years, I know you can't really model everything off of that, but they had a great mix of veterans and very good rookies. And I do think that the young guys, we saw it last year with Cabrera, right? They start to push the veteran guys a little more to be even better. Problem with the Yankees right now, why I think all of us are so upset, is because they got those young guys and
Yeah,
they're
man.
still pushing Hicks, Donaldson, IKF. We're all like, guys, we're begging you all just to let these guys play. We want to see them. We support them. We know guys take time, but it's like I said in the chat earlier, these guys aren't an A-ball. It's not like you're saying call them up from rookie ball. It's a little nuts. Volpe got into AAA late in the year. Peraza we already know about. Dominguez in AA. Look, I'm with Chris on this one. If Dominguez continues to have the at-bats he's having, taking the pitches he's taking, showing the athleticism he's showing, is it likely that he'll start? No. Should he in reality? Why the hell not?
Right. Why not?
Shouldn't he?
Because it's the Yankees.
Well, I know, of course. I agree with that. All right, Chris is coming back on. I'm going to jump off again.
All right, man.
All right. Look, if the option is a raw, unproven Dominguez or Aaron Hicks, then yes, I would rather take the chance to give Dominguez 30, 35 games to see if he can hit at the major league level, as opposed to running it back with Aaron Hicks. I don't see the Yankees doing it. My bigger problem right now, because I feel like Peraza should be the starting shortstop, and I think Volpe, because he played at AAA, is closer than Dominguez is trying to get them to play every day more so than it is to get Dominguez to play every day. That's where my mindset is right now.
Right. Chris is back with us here.
Playing second base today. The Yankees. This is the way I feel, and this
Who
is
was playing second today, Christian?
Volpe was playing second base today.
Jeez.
And this was also backed up by Feinsand in the interview we did with Mike Francesa, is that the Yankees more so feel that Peraza is the long-term answer at shortstop, where Volpe is more likely to be moved off a shortstop. Now, if he becomes a second baseman, that's a little disappointing in the sense that shortstops are at a higher premium than second basemen are, right? So if you're the way that the Yankees kind of went through these past two off seasons for Volpe to not play him at shortstop, but I like Peraza. I think Peraza will be a star. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar. I think he will be a star player. I think he's going to be a guy that you can rely on and not worry about for the next 10 plus years as a New York Yankee. I'll be honest, I haven't seen enough of Volpe play shortstop, but I saw what I saw out of Peraza last year. The guy can play shortstop at the major league level.
Not just at the major league level, but at like the biggest stage in the postseason too, where he was really good.
He could be elite defensively. Listen, I know my Wi-Fi does this, and it's going to go out again, and I have exclusive audio that only I have right now. So, can we get to that before my shit goes out for good for the night, and then we lose it?
All right, so let's do that, right? So let's preface this, because we were supposed to have this last week. Unfortunately, it took a little bit longer in acquiring it than we had hoped.
Wasn't easy,
huh?
Wasn't easy to get my hands
easy
on.
to get.
It wasn't. I mean, hacking a $36 million Ace Pictures emails or voicemails is not easy. I mean, you could do some time in Guantanamo Bay for that, bro.
Absolutely.
Don't say it's hacked material.
Whoa.
What,
dude?
I'm just sick. I'm
Just
just
take
going
nitrous.
Don't say it's
nitrous?
hacked. Don't say it's hacked material. YouTube will ban us.
Oh yeah, it is
Hacked?
not.
You said it was hacked.
No, it
Wasn't
not non-copyrighted.
Correct.
Okay.
It was leaked.
Oh, leak.
Leak. Right? It was
We are
leaked.
journalists, and it was leaked to us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, please.
Okay.
I mean, if
Okay,
you're gonna be
okay,
like
okay,
that,
okay.
If you're going to be like that guy that told us that wasn't really Brett Gardner.
I
Yeah.
love when people.
Yeah, do we
you
need
know
to-
it? You know your shit's good when people have to go onto the responses and be like, "You guys are morons if you think that's really."
I
Brett
totally
Gardner."
forgot
No,
about that guy.
No one does. No one does.
We
But
did
you
a
might.
segment
But you
last
might.
week about Gerrit Cole and Carlos Rodon, about how exactly those two were going to push each other. And we were trying to get that. So we were trying to get this audio leaked, okay? Not hacked, leaked, okay?
Okay.
This audio last week, this way it would tie into the segment. So instead of just going into the segment and the discussion again, so as the ace of the New York Yankees, which is what he is. Okay, let's everybody take a fucking breath here.
Take a chill,
Gerrit Cole
pal.
is the ace of the New York Yankees. Okay, all right,
for
everybody
now.
relax. He's the ace of the Yankees. I didn't say that. You said that. Okay, I don't
All right.
need to be attacked anymore. Gerrit Cole is the ace of the Yankees, and it's his job to welcome the
Other players.
newcomer. The newcomer to the rotation. So I believe, I haven't heard it, but I believe that that's what the voicemail is about. He was trying to
Now,
reach
I
them.
got this I got this last minute, and it was more important for me to upload than to listen. So I want to know we're all listening to this. I think, Ross, so if there's any incriminating things in this voicemail, if there's anything that's inappropriate, I just uploaded it first time listening.
Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
And this is a Cole voicemail to Rodon.
Yeah. So it's Gerrit Cole calling and leaving a voicemail to Carlos Rodon.
Okay.
Because Carlos Rodon doesn't go to concerts or answer his cell phone.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Carlos, it's me, Gerrit Cole. I just wanted to touch base and let you know how awesome it is having you on the team with the boys, part of this squad. It's going to be a really fun year. Me. Having said all of that, there were just a few things I wanted to go over with you. Let me just take out here. Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
And Marty Jannetty. Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And now, Gerrit Cole and Carlos Rodon. I'm McDonald's. You're Burger King. I'm Coca-Cola. You're Pepsi-Cola. I'm Paul Simon. And you're Art Garfunkel. One is obviously the favorite, and the other is a clear, distant number 2. This is my team. You got it? Do you understand? Okay. Bye, Carlos. Amy, I did it. I did such a good job.
Oh, wow. So, not off to the greatest start there. A little trouble in paradise.
All right. So it did
cut off at a part. I think he was just comparing like famous 1s and 2s, like McDonald's and Burger King, Coca-Cola and
Jesus.
Pepsi.
It
All right,
cut off for you guys there?
A little bit,
It
just
did
a little,
for a little
but
bit. So if we can do
it
it,
got
Chris,
enough.
if you make
I'll make sure that part of the audio is crystal clear.
All right. So before we actually sign off today, if you're still here, can you just play it one more time for everybody that's watching?
You want me to play it one more time?
At the end of the show, if you make it.
I'm not going to make it. I think Pete's going to fill in for me. It's going to cut it. I can see it on my thing. It's going to cut out. My Wi-Fi is going to cut out again. It happens 3 times in a row.
Okay.
Or what? Do you think if you played it again, it would make it?
I think if I played it again, I probably have a few more minutes before shit hits the fan. If it was cutting out while it was playing, it's because my Wi-Fi is going crazy again.
All right. So let's just play it one more time in case because there was parts missing, and I want to make sure everybody hears it completely. Can we do that?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Carlos, it's me, Gerrit Cole. I just wanted to touch base and let you know how awesome it is having you on the team with the boys, part of this squad. It's going to be a really fun year. Uh, Amy, having said all of that, there were just a few things I wanted to go over with you. Let me just take out here. Simon and Garfunkel, McDonald's and Burger King, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And now, Gerrit Cole and Carlos Rodon. I'm McDonald's. You're Burger King. I'm Coca-Cola. You're Pepsi-Cola. I'm Paul Simon. And you're Art Garfunkel. But one is obviously the favorite, and the other is a clear, distant number 2. This is my team. You got it? Do you understand? Okay. Bye, Carlos. Amy, I did it. I did such a good job.
Was that better? You know, I'm sitting here. I'm wondering why Christian's not laughing at when he's flipping through the paper and going McDonald's and Burger King. And I'm sitting here going, why isn't he laughing? This is fucking gold right now. That might be my favorite audio that we've ever done.
Yeah, that was a good clip.
So, so was that confirmed to be Amy Cole in the background?
I believe so. Yeah, it's tough to make out. It sounded like she said, "Make sure you tell him this is your team, Gerrit. You hear me?"
Right.
Sounded like that.
That's what I heard as well, Chris.
So we also have a little bit of news about Gerrit Cole is that not only does he not make his own phone calls, he also doesn't control the guy makes $36 million a year.
Oh, yeah.
And doesn't even get to control the remote in his own house.
I forgot about that part.
House hunters.
They're asking all the Yankees what their favorite TV show is, and he goes, House Hunters. I'm like, come on.
House Hunters.
Listen,
just lie.
If
lie
you guys
about
enjoy,
it.
Just say Breaking Bad.
If you guys, everyone watching right now, if you enjoyed that audio clip, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, please. Please.
All right, let's
There's
see if we
more
can
of
just
that
get
in the
out of
future.
here. Let's see if we can just get out of here on this. We do have to talk about the new pitch clock. Okay.
I need to be here for this. So
Okay.
Well, let's see if we can get to this conversation. I mean, there's really nothing else that we really have to go deep dive into here. We talked about the infield. So I mean, it is what it is. These guys, the Yankees play this game with poor roster construction, and then they wonder why they don't win. Is because they're not built right. You got a nearly $300 million payroll. You got 48 fucking infielders and no outfielders. So tell me how that makes any sense.
It doesn't.
Okay, but we saw this unveiled this week as the games have started. The new pitch clock is in effect now, and for people that are not aware of the exact rules of it, we'll read it here. Okay, there is a 30-second timer between batters and a time limit between pitches. After receiving the ball from the catcher or umpire, pitchers are required to begin their motion within 15 seconds with the bases empty or within 20 seconds with the runners on base. If they don't, they are charged with an automatic ball. Hitters are also to share the responsibility to keep the game moving. They must be in the batter's box ready for the pitch by the time the clock reaches 8 seconds. If they are not, they are charged with an automatic strike. A batter can also only call timeout once per plate appearance. So that's the official breakdown.
Okay. Just let me know if I could start.
You want to?
I do. Please.
Okay.
I just wanted to get this off my chest. I want to make sure I get it in before I cut out.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not going to get into the bullshit of it. Okay. I'm not going to get into why it's awful. I'm not going to get into the fact that it ruins it for the rest of us, for the people who truly love this game and appreciate every second that is spent, whether it's fidgeting on the mound or readjusting our batter's gloves or kicking the dirt out from our cleats or picking up the rosin bag. or checking the runners 20 times and stepping off. I'm not going to get into everything that goes through every player's head between every pitch and every second, because that's too smart for everybody. Not everyone watching us, but the people who baseball seems to be trying to attract, right? The intimacy of the game, the reason why we love it, seems to be too smart for everybody, right? Here's my problem with it. It cuts into the fabric of the game, right? We all know that. We can all agree on that. But that's not it for me. My issue is that MLB is disguising this as something to speed up the game to attract new viewers. Here's why it's an issue. Anyone, the three of us here, gun to your head, just real quick answer. Is this going to attract more viewers?
No.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Do we not think that these people don't know that? Here's my theory, and I think it's 100% true. I really do the more I think about it.
Okay.
I've been in advertising. I've been in marketing. Baseball games go on average about what, 3 hours long?
Yes.
311, I think it was
Yeah,
last year.
Last year went up.
So in marketing revenue, there's probably a significant drop off after
You're
2.5
right,
hours.
dude.
Okay. There's probably a significant drop off of viewers after 2.5 hours. I'm not saying throughout that whole time people stay, but for the most part, you get the substance of what you're getting marketing wise within 2 and 2.5 hours. So baseball is not trying to shorten the game to attract more viewers. What they're trying to do is maximize their revenue and their return on advertising by speeding up the game and filling in those slots and keeping everything at a max. Yeah. Well, guess what? After 2.5 hours, they probably really start losing money. And they don't want that. That's the same exact reason why they want to run around second. And fucking Momos, and you know what, Christian? I'm going to say his fucking name. Idiots like John Boy have to go out there and tweet and say, this is what we're trying to get rid of. This is what we're trying to get rid of.
He's old, bro. We all know that.
Okay? This is what we're trying to get rid of. And he plays some fucking dumb clip of a pitcher who actually goes through a routine. Have you ever fucking played a competitive game in your life? Do you know what goes on in between every single pitch? Do you know what's in the minds of the batter and the pitcher and the fielders and knowing what pitch is coming and where to position yourselves? What you're doing is ruining the fucking game for the people that love it. And you're doing it because you're greedy, not because you're trying to attract more, but because you're trying to maximize the revenue that you're getting in your advertising by shortening the game and keeping people watching.
And too, it's 30 minutes less commercials that they're going to need to buy too. So like they're shortening the game. But
right, that's the thing.
The ad space.
But that's the thing with less commercials, that money, that back end money was shit. With less commercials now and less spots, what is that? Demand. Now there's more demand to get in a shorter time frame. And guess what? McDonald's, way more people are going to be watching when your commercial plays now. We're not going to play it after 2.5 hours anymore because the game's not going to last that long. We're going to play it right now, and we're going to ruin the game for it.
The game's ruined?
I personally, bro, I promise you this. I know I say this about a lot of shit. If this gets implemented in baseball, I will not watch anymore.
What do you mean if it gets... It is implemented.
It's in here, bro.
No. Major League, I'm saying.
No, it is implemented. Where have you been?
No, this is just spring training.
Oh,
I guess there's a chance that if it doesn't work out to a point that they scratch it, which
they amend it, but no, this is going to be in... This is happening.
If it's there, it needs to be amended 2 ways. One is it shuts off with anybody on base, and 2 is it shuts off in the 9th inning or on.
They're not going to shut it off with people on base because that's when they really want.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
That's when they really want the game to be sped up. They don't want 40 pickoff throws.
But did you hear about the Braves and Red Sox game?
That's my problem. And I don't look. This is what it comes down to, is that you're willing to compromise, right? If you want this pitch clock, which obviously nobody, I mean, realistically, nobody wants the pitch clock. You can be a bought and sold hack and, say that you do, but you don't really want one because drama of every pitch, especially in the postseason, you don't want that rush through. I'll sit through a fucking 5.5 hour game. Give me the drama, then rush through it in 2.5 hours. Okay. That's number two here is you have to, just like the NFL men's things with their rules and there's no challenges in the final 2 minutes of games and all this other stuff that they do. 8th inning, no more pitch clock. You cannot have the biggest moments of the game rush through like that.
That's such bullshit, bro. That's such bullshit. And it's
bullshit.
And I'll go back to the Girardi argument of adding on all those fucking players in September, right? When things matter most, you're just going to drastically change the rules. No, fuck that, bro. Because every pitch. Hold on. You say this. This is your argument, right? Everyone rips Giancarlo Stanton for hitting the fucking home runs in the 3rd inning that don't matter at the end of the game, right? But you say your argument is that those home runs, that they might not have won the game if it weren't for those home runs, right? So every moment matters. The big moments matter throughout the game. Maybe if those aren't altered, the 8th inning is different. Everything matters for the future.
Cannot have a game end with this pitch clock.
You can't have the game with a pitch clock at all. And honestly, fucking cringe God in the thing. I don't know if he's against us or for us here. Watching against you'll see the slow pace of play. Fuck you, bro. Honestly, I love the slow pace of play. You want to know why? Because I'm not fucking dumb. Because I know the slow pace of play is something that matters. There's a reason
an element.
for it.
That's an element to the game.
It's the fucking game that I love.
And those big moments, everything needs to slow down.
Go watch another fucking sport. He's like, you haven't watched any of the spring training games to even know. I don't need to, bro. You want to know why? I played and watched enough baseball in my life and love it enough with enough passion to know that this truly ruins the fabric of the game.
The fabric of the game.
Okay.
They said that about having a designated hitter too. How do you feel about that one?
I actually kind of agree.
Because you want to see pitchers
But
hit?
here's the difference. What's the beauty of baseball?
They lowered the mound. That ruined the fabric of the game.
No, look, you can never just take one of my points and run with it. You always
no, because you're saying it's ruining the fabric of the game when they make
what is the game, right?
This is not the same game
is
that they played in 1980.
It doesn't fucking matter. What is speeding it up gonna do? You tell me something right here. Name another sport where you could be down 20-1 with 2 outs in the 9th inning and still physically have a chance to win. Right? You want to know what sucks about football at the end of the day? As amazing as that Super Bowl was, you want to know what sucks about that sport?
Mm-hmm.
That the second that penalty was called, the game was over. It was over. That doesn't happen in baseball. Now you're putting clocks on it. Now you're speeding it up. You're making bases bigger. Fine. You want to adjust things based on technology and what we know and keeping guys safer? Fine.
See, and that was my argument too, Chris, with the bases, that it's like a safety thing. But then I thought about it more and like watching Tim LeCastro steal a base on Saturday for the Mets. It's 3 inches less that you have to travel to that other bag. That's going to make a massive difference.
It's not done for safety. It's done what do you call it? It's done to create
steal
offense.
bases. Yeah.
Really? You don't think it's done for safety?
I thought it was. But now I don't. I don't think that at all.
They might disguise it as that, but they're doing it to create offense because again, people.
Would the Guardy mitten still be allowed? Because that adds another 3 inches. And here's one thing I just want to comment to Zach Brownish because he's our boy. He said he doesn't mind the pitch clock. I'm not saying that you have to mind it or like it or whatnot. But what you can't argue is that the game sucks at the pace that it's at. If you truly love the game, and I can also say, if you don't mind the pitch clock, I'm not ripping you. I fucking love you to death. He's one of our most loyal listeners and fans. But what I'm saying, if you don't mind it, then maybe I'm wrong. But have you pitched at a competitive level or hit at a competitive level? Even high school. I mean, what goes into everything, to every little pitch? The thought, the routine. It's baseball, man.
And that's part
fucking
of
baseball.
part of it too. It's the timing of everything. Now you're setting a timer on it, which is going to throw things off.
Do you not agree with that, Christian? Are you okay with the pitch clock?
I don't really like the pitch clock. I'm just looking for compromises in the pitch clock because they're going to give it to us.
But why does
Because
there
they're
have to
not
be a
because this is what they're
compromise?
doing. So why not at least compromise
I
with
hate
us
that
on it?
mindset. I really do. I hate that mindset. It's just like, oh, if you're going to be fucking assholes and ruin our sport, then let's compromise. No, fuck you.
They're gonna do it.
Okay,
At least
so
do
let's
it
just
where-
say, you had the option to say whether they were going to do it or not.
we'll never put it in.
Okay, so that should be what we're talking about here, not if they're going to do it. So here's my
But
thing:
it's-
you would never
okay.
put it in. How are you still going to watch the sport when they do?
All right, so you're not watching baseball this year.
I will not watch baseball. I promise you, I will be done unless it's
Okay.
amended. If it's amended to more,
Then you're
to a more
done.
realistic,
And I guess
time,
you're not coming to the event on April 1st because
it's not going to
you
be
don't
in
wanna-
April 1st. Is this really happening this year?
That's the
That's-
plan.
that's
I
the
didn't.
plan.
I'll be completely honest with you. I thought just in the minors it was this year.
It's also kind of right in the peripheral of the pitcher too, which I really don't like because that's like you need that
MLB's
constant.
new rules for 2023, understanding the shift band, pitch clock, and more.
And the shit. Wait. Hold on. And can the pitchers only throw over twice? So then what? The third time he comes set,
That's
the
in
runner
yeah.
can just take off. I mean, what we're doing.
Well,
here
and what
is just
about-
such
what about
bullshit. Yeah,
the-
you're right, Christian. I will come to the event. I will do this show for the rest of this year, and I'll watch all the games because I'm committed to the show. And after that, I will be done, and I promise you that. So, unfortunate bit of news here.
Yeah, you can't throw over 3 times or something like
Ridiculous.
that. The
I'm
third
not
time,
watching this.
So
The
why
third
don't
time
you
just-
have to
why
catch
don't-
'em.
Why don't you just save yourself the time now? I don't really
because
want
I
you
love
to-
you guys, and I don't, and
to
I
watch
want it,
something
and
that
I'd
you don't
rather
love.
have one more year with you. But this will
Here's
be it
what's
for
gonna
me.
happen.
one last
Unfortunately,
ride. We're turning to
You're going
Fast
to
and
bitch and
Furious
complain
here.
about the pitch clock, and then
I'm not
within-
going to bitch and complain about it. I'm just not going to take anything seriously.
and then
This year, I
within
will for the
3
sake of the show.
And then within 3 weeks, you won't even notice it
All right,
until
Vin Diesel.
until a game ends on it. Which is my whole point.
That's
Is that you
where I'm
can't have a
scared of.
game. You cannot have a game end on it. You have to
Which
be
it
smart
already
enough to
did the
know
first
that
day
a
of
game-
spring training.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's why it needs to go away at the
Or
end of
second.
the game. You want to speed to the end of the game, then speed to the end of the game. Okay. You cannot have the game end on this friggin' stupid pitch clock. You mean to tell me you're gonna have a World Series game end on a fucking pitch clock? And I know there's these people are like, oh, they're gonna know what they're doing by then. No, it's gonna happen. Watch. A major game is
happen.
gonna end because of this pitch clock.
At
And then
lea-
what are
at
you gonna
least
say about it?
At least a few games will.
Guys are all if you watch baseball as much as you claim you watch baseball, what's the one word you always hear about baseball players? One phrase you always hear about baseball players. What is it? Creatures of habit.
Mm.
All of a sudden now, after playing, Aaron Judge has been playing baseball since he was 5 years old, and now, after an MVP season, now all of a sudden now he's just gonna. And that's what people, this is not to knock Gerrit Cole, right? Gerrit Cole has to control the pace of the game, and when he doesn't is when he blows up. Now you're gonna put a fucking clock on him?
Right. Well, you go ahead, keep going, because you're just making my point. You talk about the end of the game. Guess what? You start with it. You start the
You
game.
and
with-
I. This is where
Ooh.
you're not listening to me.
No, because
I don't like the pitch
because
clock.
the end of the game happens from the start of the game, right? If Gerrit Cole gets blown up in the fucking third because of the pitch clock, the 8th inning is completely different,
Yes,
and
but
it's not ending the
Chris-
same way anyway.
But you can't win. You can't win the game until it's over. Like you said before, 20-1. That 2 outs in the 9th. Well, that's when the game is at its craziest. At
My
its
whole
peak.
thing is that
Right,
I
but-
cannot. If you're going to give this to me, which you are, you're gonna fucking force us to
Right.
take it, right? You cannot have the game end on it. You have to do something
Can't.
where you put it in a rule that from the maybe the ninth inning into extra innings, no more pitch clock. A game cannot end on a pitch clock violation.
Yeah, how about after the ninth too? No more off speed pitches. All fastballs.
Maybe do
if they want to slow up the game, if they want to slow down the game a little, since we have the pitch clock with throwing junk pitches in the dirt, then let's compromise. Once the pitch clock's gone, they have to all throw fastballs, so the batter knows what's coming.
Why not? I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, and no leading after the ninth. You have to keep your foot in the bag.
No, but they want you to steal bases.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. The fact
that we're even talking about this, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the fact that Manfred is making us talk about this right now is a fucking disgrace. I'm sorry. Bases. And I'm sorry for everyone in the chat who people I love, I completely disagree with. That this doesn't change the game, or this.
I agree with everybody.
This challenges people and makes them better. I just couldn't disagree more. I couldn't disagree with you more. This is the worst. Out of all the dumb things, even the extra inning runner on second, this is the worst thing to ever happen to baseball.
Yeah,
way worse than the ghost runner.
100 times worse.
1,000,000 times worse.
And they know it is. They know the ghost runner is stupid because he's not in the postseason. And you're
right.
Most important
Exactly.
Well, then you mean to tell them, all right, you're going to give me only the pitch clock for the regular season, no pitch clock in the postseason?
It's still bullshit to me. You got teams there that learned how to win with the pitch clock, right?
Got teams that learned how to win with the ghost runner.
Okay. So why get rid of it? If you're going to have a stupid rule, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? So you want to play the stupid game of baseball that we're making it, then you win the stupid World Series prize trophy.
And all these guys like Max Scherzer and whoever the hell else came out and said, you don't like it. Shut up. You don't like it.
Oh, is that the players that support it?
Yeah, well, he's the player rep, so.
Fucking idiot.
Don't like it. I'm telling you right now, there's no way a 40-year-old Max Scherzer.
Richard says the Ghost Runner's Little League shit, but a pitch clock isn't. Wild, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I just don't like how much it's going to change the game. Whereas the Ghost Runner, I don't like, but at least it changes it for at the very end, if at all, because games don't always go into extra innings. But this is going to be from the first pitch to the last pitch.
Baseball. There's no time on it. There's no time on baseball. And now you're putting a time on baseball.
I just said that.
Reiterating it. So congratulations. I agree with
Thank you. I appreciate the commitment. Here's where you know the Ghost Runner's a stupid rule. When that runner scores, is that an earned run against the pitcher?
It's not an earned run.
Right.
But they still get the loss.
So they admit enough that it's not even earned. But they put it in. Like it's okay.
Unfortunately, by the time...
hold on. Let me ask you a question. If bases are loaded,
it'll count.
And the pitch clock goes off, violation, delay a game.
It'll be a walk.
Delay of game. He walks to first. Run scores. Earned run?
Yeah. It will be considered a walk, I'm guessing.
It would be considered a walk, I guess, right? Yeah.
I guess because if the player at third got there in a fair way, like a base hit or whatever.
Yeah, because the run, because the runner the Ghost Runner is just placed there.
Right.
Look, I'm with you, bro. I hate the idea of this pitch clock. I don't like baseball being timed. I don't. But they're giving it to us, right? At least make it make sense that it's not going to end the game. Everybody that likes the pitch clock, just wait until, I don't know, there's a runner on third with 2 outs and the Yankees are down by one run and stand 1-2 count. He steps into the box with 7 seconds. They call him out. Wait. Then how much are you going to love that pitch clock?
Yeah.
Gonna know by
okay,
that.
Richard.
Shut up.
Here's why you need so much time to throw a pitch. It's not so you have time to scratch your nuts.
that what
Okay.
he said?
It's because,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how serious he's being, but I just want to respond real quick. First of all, I can guarantee you've never thrown a competitive pitch in your life, which is fine. I'm not saying I'm some fucking big. I've played a lot of baseball in my life. I played in college, and I know what it takes to get on a mound at that shit level. I can't imagine in the major leagues, and to go through everything that you have to go through in your head. Does my shortstop know the sign? Is he positioned properly? Did I relay the sign to my shortstop properly? Do I have a play on with my second baseman and shortstop if this runner steals? Do I know where I'm going if the ball's hit to me? What base?
We'll figure it out in 20 seconds.
What pitch do I have to throw here? And let me think back to the scouting report. How is this guy in an 0-2 count? What does he look for? You're telling me you're just so good,
just like,
Richard, you're just so good that in 20 seconds, you're just no big deal. You don't need that time. I'm not saying guys can't be more efficient, but to put that pitch clock, like that's not time that they're using properly is just ridiculous.
And you know what? You want to talk, I don't know if conspiracy theory is the right word, but you know, it's no surprise they worked the kinks out of pitch comp before they introduced the pitch clock, because there's no way you could do this without giving signs.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to get into. You keep kind of mentioning like what makes the sport so great, and one of my favorite things about the sport is that it's kind of like something new happens every single game you watch, and there's so many elements to this rule change that I don't think they're considering with games, with gameplay and the flow of the game, stuff that's going to come up that we don't even know yet, or stuff that has come up. Look at all the technical difficulties they dealt with that pitch, the communications last year. So what happens if they can't hear what the pitch is supposed to be? Can they step off the rubber?
Yeah, the umpires have a discretion that they're allowed to use.
Now that's another part of it that I don't like, is that they're making the responsibility lie too much on these umpires when they have a fucking game to ump here.
It's just
they
like,
have to,
you know,
they have
in
to
the
keep
NFL,
their eye on the clock. The home plate umpire has to see when that clock's expiring. They have also like a watch on that, like buzzes or something. But what if that doesn't work? You know, stuff like that is just going to deteriorate what they think is.
Well, you know how in the end zone in the NFL, there's just that giant play clock. Now, behind home plate at Yankee Stadium, they were installing it today. I saw pictures.
I hate that, because it's just that slight change for the pitcher in his eye like that. It's got to throw you off a little bit. I know there's fans and stuff
as far
moving,
as I know,
but
they're not installing a clock behind home plate, but it wouldn't surprise me. Hey,
well,
listen,
the ones in spring training were right next to we're in between home plate and the dugout.
It has to be
right
visible
in the batter's box.
You have to be able to see it, just like when the quarterback has to be able to see it in the NFL. You know, you would want the unless there's a button like on PitchCom, like, okay, 15 seconds. No, I mean, come on now. You can't sit there and tell me you like this. Anybody that if you duck truth serum with people that say they like this, they're lying. They're gonna come and say I lied about it because I'm bought and sold. I'm a hack.
Right.
Yeah.
And Richard's coming back and he's saying prep's done before the game and in between innings, and I execute on the man. I agree with all of that. And he said 15, at least he agreed with me here that 15 seconds might be the wrong amount. Fine. If we have to go the Christian route here, not Christian religion, Christian, the host of the show, and have to at least take what we got and try to fight for at least an amendment. Okay, fine. If we want to say 25 seconds maybe is abusing the pace of play, then I think that's fair. But we're setting it to a point that is like a ridiculous time. No matter who you are, it's a ridiculous amount of time. And I'm telling you, it's for a reason, because if there's only 15 seconds between every pitch, every single game, unless it goes into extra innings, is going to end at a certain time. And it's that time to maximize revenue. It comes down to that. I don't care what anyone says. There's no other explanation for it.
Right. This is what I said. All right. That's what
Because I promise you, Christian, we say this all the time. Why are you a fucking Yankee fan, bro?
mean.
Why are you a Yankee fan? Why are you a baseball fan?
Okay.
Huh?
Know why?
Okay. And that's why I am too. And that's why
Okay.
my brother is.
Okay.
Okay. That's why we're fans, not because the game is a certain time or anything like that. Are you going to be that anxious if they keep switching up this game so much that you can't even recognize it? Are you going to be that anxious to get Ava to be that big of a fan?
How bad is it?
It's going to get bad. If this is happening now, I can't imagine what baseball is going to be like.
You think they're just going to play fantasy sports 10 years?
I don't know. Who knows? But my point is, if they continue to make it unrecognizable, who are we passing it down to? This isn't to get more viewers. It's to maximize revenue. And so we can all play the game and be like, oh, yeah, this isn't that bad, the pitch clock. But it's for greed. It's for money. And don't think it's for anything else.
In all honesty, probably day to day won't think about it until it causes a change in a game.
Sure, I agree with that. It'll go unnoticed in a lot of ways until it doesn't.
And that's the problem. You cannot and I was trying to think of a comparison, like, oh yeah, you get a penalty in football if you but here's the thing though, is that football is all about time. You have quarters. You play 15 minutes, quarter ends, game ends after 60 minutes. Baseball ends when you get 27 outs. That's why I don't like instituting time into this.
Yep. So what is, I think then the next step, the next step might be changing innings to quarters, changing it to timed.
But right, this is exactly what I mean, right?
I know.
If they're putting a pitch clock on,
what's next?
Hey, what's next? Do innings have to be
okay? You want to know where I draw the line? Is if they say, okay, every inning is
maxes out
10 minutes,
and then it just ends
regardless of outs.
Okay, Christian, guess what?
Something like that.
Yep.
Guess what? I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to mark this episode.
Come on.
That will happen quicker. Right? That will happen quicker than you actually think is real. So long as Manfred is the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
Well, then,
and then what happens? Do we get to go to a bar and watch soccer together or something?
I'm not watching soccer. I guess I'll.
What about NASCAR? Can we get into NASCAR or something?
I'll just strictly watch football at that point.
To watch XFL.
XFL?
Hey.
I don't know.
It's unfortunate, bro. It really is, because they're going to try. And here, listen, if you want to look, I always say this, right? We do this with Aaron Boone. Let's do it with Rob Manfred. Take him at his word. You have your reason why you think this is happening, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. You could possibly be right. Take him at his word here for a second. We need to grow the game. We need to get more viewers, right? Okay, let's take him at his word, right? Let's just for sake, right? We need to grow the game. We need more viewers. Blah 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 blah. How many fucking people do you think are going to start? First of all, how many people do you think outside of diehard, hardcore baseball fans, how many people know that there's a fucking pitch clock this year?
Let me ask you a quick question. I'm a diehard fan. I didn't know it was going to be fully implemented. I thought it was just
every
spring
game
training.
and you didn't even know.
So let me ask you a quick question, Christian.
What?
How many years has baseball been around?
A long time.
Okay, long time.
Double day. Okay, yeah, double day.
To change the
double
game,
day, all right.
Okay. To change the game as drastically as they are, whether you agree with it or not, can we at least agree that to change the game that's been around for this long, as drastically as you are, to attract more viewers, more fans, to grow the game, that there should be some substantial data that shows us that implementing this pitch clock and the other things is going to gain X amount of viewers?
I bet you they have data.
I mean,
Okay,
I guess
then
the
you know what?
data is
Show
a
it
lot
to
of
me.
it about football. It's just trying to turn into football.
But here's the thing: why are you trying to turn into football when you've been around for hundreds of years?
Well,
Because
I mean,
look at
even you can
football.
admit this, that the
I mean,
NFL
Football's
shits
just
on
bad.
Major League Baseball.
Okay, is it?
Look at the
but hold
views
on,
it
right?
gets.
But hold on, right? Is it
I'm-
because of the pace of players? Or because of what you talk about all the time, which is how bad MLB is at
Oh,
marketing?
100%. Yeah, it's definitely that. I'm saying they're implementing these rules as a way to, how can we get to football where it's staring them right in the face. It's not the game that is the problem. It's the way they market the game that is the problem. They need to not take a page from the NFL's playbook. They need to take a page from the NBA's playbook and go back to the 80s when they revamped basketball with their through marketing.
Here's where I like your line of thinking. I'm not saying you're wrong, but here's where I'm going to debunk the theory.
Sure.
Because if you're any bit of a smart executive of MLB, you would never even think you could come close to the NFL, who plays once a week, when you play every single day.
Yeah, but if you could get like a little taste of the NFL.
But where is that coming?
What's a
Do you
taste?
have, where is the data that shows that people
Right,
don't watch
that's
baseball because
fair.
it's not at the same pace as football?
That's fair.
It's because
I'm
they
sure
don't
no,
understand
I'm
it.
sure there's
I'll
a
tell
lot of
you
like
where the
survey
comes
data
from.
on that.
I'll tell you.
Why
I'll
don't you
tell
watch
If you
baseball
really want to
games?
know, if you really want to know, okay, if you really want to know,
Okay.
Ace, they're never going to do it, and I don't really want them to be honest with you. They'll never do it. There's too many games, so they would rather shorten the games to get more people to watch more of those games than to get rid of the games.
It's not to get more people to watch the games. It's to get more. You know how on YouTube you can put up a video, and if it's, say, 30 minutes long, you might have a dropout rate at the 10-minute mark.
Right.
And so you make the most money on that video within 10 minutes.
Right.
Their goal is to not get more people. They know us assholes are going to keep watching, right? And they're still.
Well, now you're done.
I'm not kidding. You think I'm joking, but we'll talk
No, you're
about this
done.
another time.
No, you're done. Okay.
Gonna do that.
But you think they don't have to get so many more people. There's still millions of people who watch baseball. The goal is to shorten that YouTube video to maximize where you're getting the most retention, right?
Yeah,
That's
man.
the goal. If your biggest
Hey,
drop off is
retention.
at 2 hours, but then you have a game that still goes 3.5 hours, your revenue on the back end is a waste.
All right. Uh-huh.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, well,
you're
we're
definitely
reaching a
making
drop off
sense.
point here too. Okay.
I'm just saying that's my theory, and I think it's the only
No,
thing
I
that
like your
makes
theory.
sense.
Chrissy conspiracy is always
Okay.
No, I think Rob Manfred is a genius. Okay. I want you to cut that and play it. Rob
Okay.
Manfred is a genius. I love the pitch clock. I'm not being paid to say this. It's saving Major League Baseball. I'm not a bought and sold hack. I love it. It's the best
Okay.
thing ever.
All right.
I want my daughter to wear a pitch clock necklace. I'm probably going to the jeweler tomorrow to get one made. Okay.
Okay.
I love it. It's the best thing ever. All right. Anyway, so I think we worked out the kinks by the end here. We had a little bit of technical difficulties on this show here. I got all new technology. Okay. Thank you, to my wife.
Your
because
Wi-Fi is very difficult. I need to get you an extender or something.
I'm literally the
Yeah, it
dumbest
sounds-
person ever when it comes to this stuff. So I want to thank my wife for setting it up, even though we still had technical difficulties today. I have to find my headphones. I think things will be better next week. So if you stuck it out, thank you very much. We appreciate your support as always. If you're still in the chat, like this video, let's get the channel to 15,000 subscribers before opening day. We're getting really close to that. Speaking of getting really close to things around opening day, April 1st, the event at Yankee Stadium in the Audi Club. There's a handful of tickets still available. If you want to go there and beat Chris's ass in a debate about how great the pitch clock is, this is your opportunity to do it.
And
okay?
guess what? SGR gonna be there.
Okay. All right. If you want to hear,
Okay.
okay, Mike Francesa will be there. Okay. Cashman will be there. Okay. Cole might make an appearance. Okay.
All right.
Also, patreon.com/NYYST. I actually did some lives on TikTok. You can follow me there at
Oh, that's
Christian
cool.
_NYYST as on Twitter. So I didn't do any Patreon this week, but Patreon is coming back. Okay. So I know we had some people there that dropped out. Speaking of drop out, because there's no new content during the winter, it's coming back. In fact, I'll say this: follow us on NYYST_podcast, and I'm gonna do a contest. If we get to a certain number of subscribers on Patreon, I'm gonna give something away. Okay, I haven't decided what it is yet. I haven't decided. Okay, you're not gonna bang Aaron Boone. Okay, as much as you might want to. Okay, I haven't decided what it is yet. So definitely, keep an eye out for that. You want exclusive content. Most of the Patreon stuff is like post game raw reactions. Like you said, like we always say here, NYY News TV, you're gonna get it raw.
You're gonna get it raw.
That's the new tagline.
That's the new tagline of the year.
All right. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. And if you're gonna leave us a 1-star rating to be a douchebag, at least write a review and let us know.
That's all we ask.
Yeah, just give us your reason.
This way I can fucking clown shoes you next week.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay?
And I love all of you in the chat too. Regardless.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody wished me a happy birthday. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, SGR.
Yeah, that was when you had your nosebleed.
Yeah, your nose was bleeding at the time.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
So again, thank you for your continued support of NYYST and NYY News TV. Thank you for listening and watching episode 321 of the podcast. SGR.
Go Yanks.
Chris, say goodbye.
Before it hits the